Here we go. Letting Pearl in. Man, what a night. What a lineup we have tonight. Oh, Kayla's coming in. Let's just get all these girlies in. Hey, Pearl.
Hello.
So, we're gonna kick this off tonight. Honestly, there's such a lineup tonight. We've got Haley, then we've got Pearl, then we've got me, then we've got Glenna. Okay, and it's all about talking inspiration into you, motivation, journey, like highs and lows. Oh my gosh, like there's so much to go through. But we're going to kick it off with Haley and her incredible story and where she was before Arbonne versus now. So let's clap. You can unmute yourself. Perfect. There we go.
Awesome. Please excuse me. I am still a bit sick, so if I have a coughing attack, yeah, that's a high chance that I may have one. And I may also cry. So I'm just warning you now. So yeah, I'm Haley. If you haven't met me before, as you all know, I'm an independent consultant and district manager with Arbonne. So my Arbonne journey started at the end of September last year. However, the events that led me to this point started long before. So let's rewind back to August 2020. We were in, I think, our second lockdown, and I had put on about 26 kgs from my second pregnancy, and I felt it was the time to do something about it. I rejoined a healthy eating program, and in the space of 4 months, I dropped 20 kgs and was starting to feel amazing. I still had a long way to go as I was already overweight before my pregnancies, but 20 kg loss is still something to be incredibly proud about. Fast forward a little bit to February 2021, I went to bed one night with a racing heart and couldn't sleep. I woke up and it was gone. I went to bed the next night and same thing, couldn't sleep because I could feel my heart racing. I went to the GP that day as when I'd woken up, my heart was still racing. I remember my appointment and sitting there while the GP took my pulse and it was 117. The GP suggested we run some bloods, get an ECG. Everything came back fine, as it normally does. I was offered a couple of prescription medicines. One was a sleeping pill and the other was a beta blocker to bring my heart rate down. I filled both prescriptions, but as someone who doesn't even like to take Panadol, I was absolutely shit scared to start taking them. The next day, I felt even worse. I called my mum and she took me to A&E. I told her something is not right. The doctor I saw told me in these exact words, you just need to chill out, and prescribed me lorazepam. He gave me about 10 pills. And I said, and he said that I could take 1 to 2 at a time, depending on how I feel. I did end up taking these, but I took them at night to calm me down. And I had enough to see me through until my follow-up appointment with my GP a week later. I walked into my GP's office and I sat down and I said, perhaps it's anxiety. And he prescribed me an antidepressant. I walked out of his office and I called my parents and I said, how have I just been prescribed a sleeping pill, lorazepam, a beta blocker and an antidepressant? That night, 24 hours after taking the last lorazepam, I went to bed and I'm gonna cry. I had my first ever panic attack. I had uncontrollable shaking, the most intense coldness, and then extreme hot sweats. I felt like I was going to die. I had no idea at the time, but I was actually going through withdrawals from the lorazepam. For the next 2 to 3 weeks, I was stuck on my couch. My mum had to come over and look after me and my kids. I had random crying episodes. Like, I kid you not, I would just be literally sitting in a chair and just start bawling my eyes out. I couldn't eat. I couldn't be left alone for fear of dying. I started the beta blocker finally, and that worked well at bringing my heart rate down. And I eventually was seen by a cardiologist who diagnosed me with dysautonomia, or some may know it as POTS. For about 1.5 years, my life had been turned upside down. I felt like my insides no longer matched my outsides, like a switch had been flicked and my internal system was no longer compatible. Roll on July 2022, and I got a message from my sister Kerry, who let me know, excuse me, that she had joined a company called Arbonne. And I was asking, if I wanted to join in on her business launch sales chat. And I said, why not? I remember looking at all the offers coming through on the messenger sale and thinking, shit, this is expensive. And I messaged my friend and I let her know that my sister had joined Arbonne, and we started chatting about how all the Bond babes used to send so many emojis in their messages. A few days later, I ended up buying a face moisturizer and a body lotion. For the next few weeks, I asked my sister probably over 100 questions about the business. And at the end of September, I joined and became a consultant. I jumped in, and in my first month, I went into qualification for the first level. And by month 3, I completed the Success Start program and graduated, which meant I moved up to the first level as a district manager. For the last 2 years, I have been sick, unmotivated, felt like I had lost my purpose in life. For me, every day I woke up uninspired, no motivation to look after myself. I think my hair was in a mum bun for probably 3 years straight. I wanted to go back to work. I wanted something for myself, and I wanted to have connection with people again. I just didn't know how to make that happen. For me, Arbonne has given me that. I'm so excited about the opportunity that every day can bring, and I'm passionate about helping others live their best life through clean nutrition, beauty products, and our business opportunity. I have a fire in my belly now, and I'm determined to see myself and my team succeed, and I'm so grateful. I'm going to cry that 11 months ago, my sister sent me that message. Sorry. Fast forward to today. I'm still sick. I still battle through every day, but I have purpose. I have hope. I have an amazing community around me who lift me up when I can't do it for myself. I have an opportunity in my hands that has given me so much in such a short space of time. Even when I'm having a really hard day, I can't imagine my life without Arbonne. And I'm here for the long haul. My story isn't finished. I know one day I will find the answers I'm looking for. And I just want to share with you a post that I shared the other day on my Facebook, which I think prompted Emily to ask me to share my story with you all. I made this post because of a message I got from someone very close to me stating that their partner thought Arbonne was a joke, that I should go get a real job, and that I should get out of the house more because it will do me some good. So here's the post. Some of you may know 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with dysautonomia. For months, I was stuck on the couch, unable to look after myself and my family, wondering why my body was no longer doing what it automatically once did, trying to figure out what was wrong with me. Last September, when my symptoms were somewhat under control, I started searching for something to bring purpose back into my life. I came across Arbonne, and I'm incredibly grateful. I'm grateful for the friendships I've made, the purpose I wake up to, the support I get, and the lives I can have an impact on through better nutrition and living a low-tox life. Without network marketing or affiliate marketing, I would have none of that. I can work from home. I can choose my hours. I can not work at all if I choose to. I can work from a cafe or from the park, but I get to choose. I get to have a choice. If I've had no sleep because my heart's been palpitating all night, or I literally can't stand up because it feels like I'm standing on a boat, I can choose how my day looks. It goes without saying, before you look in from the outside and judge someone's lifestyle, please consider what that person is going through and what they could be dealing with on a daily basis. What that person said about me was incredibly hurtful and was said with no understanding at all about what I'm going through. I could have taken his words to heart. I could have given up, but I haven't. I used it as fuel to share my story, to educate and provide understanding about why some consultants make the decision to start a network marketing business. I'm happy and I have choices, and I would not be able to hold down a 9-to-5 job with my health. Arbonne allows me to work from anywhere, decide my hours, and run my business the way I want. And that's it from me. Sorry for the tears.
Oh no, that is so good. And I'm so glad you've shared your story because like it just goes to show that this business is so much more than like what people think about it is and how it impacts your life. So it's so good that you have found something that works for you. Well done, Haley. Good work on the crying and the tears as well. It shows it's like passionate to you, eh? Do you know what I mean? It shows that it's real. I'm
Thank
going to
you.
pass it over to Pearl Williams. Now, Pearl Williams, if you haven't met her before, she has been kind of a bit like just off, like probably this last month because she's had a baby. If you can't tell, her baby's like 4 weeks old now, maybe
5 tomorrow.
5 weeks. Oh my gosh. So Pearl Williams is actually my upline, and she reached out to me 2 years ago in July, where I was like I was a customer, but I had a business account purely for discounts. So I'm going to give it to Pearl, and she's going to talk about her run to region and kind of just a bit about her so far.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, ladies, and thanks for having me on here. Honestly, Haley, I just think this is why we're in this business, right, guys? Because we get to help get alongside women like you, Haley, and inspire and help you in whatever way we can. And we really get a community going. Like, what a community of powerhouse women you all are. It's blooming. This is like nothing else. You don't go to work and get this, right? So this is what we're doing. And I'm so excited to be on here with you. Excuse my little one, he still just feeds consistently through the evenings. But here we are, right? And I'm so excited to be sharing with you and really giving you a bit of a rev up on the road to VP, because I think that's what we all need. And I loved that feeling, that vibe that I got when we're going for our goals and you've got other people excited and backing you on it. So I want to start with a little bit of an encourager that we don't get anywhere in life on our own. We get there with other people. We can try and do that and all of that, but we're so capped if we do it on our own. And when we're in the best business that we are in with the best people, that momentum really starts to get going. And we've got such incredible momentum in this team, particular, guys. You guys are next level. And as we all run together for our goals, we collectively reach those bigger goals, which really breathes life and vision into each and every one of us. That VP is possible for each of you, and it can be your reality in time. So when I started my Arbonne business back in 2017, in June 2017, I really knew that it was my answer, my vehicle to get me where I wanted to go, right? And I had that clear vision of what I wanted it to look like. I had the house, the car, the holidays. And what really moved me was that life of choices that were decided by me and not by my finances. But at the time, we were living paycheck to paycheck. It wasn't my reality, right? So you got to know where you're going, guys. You have got to have that goal, see that VP paycheck, see those circumstances change, because this business does change lives. And I know I can't wait to just continue on this journey with the likes of Haley, hearing how that consistently grows and gets better and better, because that's what it's all about. And when I went RVP, it was a real collective push. It wasn't just me running for a goal. It was each and every one of my team all running for their goals, and we all achieved goals at the same time and collectively got that VP, right? So we each had that. We were dedicated to building those goals and putting in that time that we decided we were going to do, and each creating that momentum every month, which I think, this is the excitement, is each month it gets better and better and more exciting, and more of those people that we talked to last month start to watch things, start to get more interested. And we actually, as we were doing that, when I was going for RVP, we completed, I think it was 3 days before the end of the month, just organically, because that's what we were all committed to doing, right? And it was bloody insane when I think back to it. But it was that real big dream that I think I personally had, that it was going to change my circumstances, right? It was going to be the vehicle. And we've got to believe that whatever those circumstances are for you, whether it's your health, whether it's finance, I know for me it was real finance. And that's what we did. Like this, it has absolutely set me up in this business. And I committed to 5 to 10 hours a week, guys. Right? That's 40 hours tops a month. Like, that is insane. And what it's done for me has been the greatest blessing. Obviously, it's given me the time to find my passion, raise my children, walk through the past 2 years, which have been the hardest 2 years of my life. My husband and I separated a year and a half ago. and I had a baby in the mix, so that it is his baby. But we went from renting at the time of, going RVP to being able to purchase our first house. Like, that was life-changing, guys. We went from living paycheck to paycheck, going to the supermarket where I was always, aware of counting in my head of how much it was going to be so that I knew I could pay for it at the checkout, to being able to chuck everything in and just know that I can pay for it and cover it completely. That was life-changing, guys. Like, I was able to release my husband from the industry and his job so that he could sort of find something else, what he wanted to do. For nearly a year, he didn't really work much, bring in an income, and my Arbonne business completely covered that with a big mortgage. It wasn't a small mortgage, guys. That was life-changing. And this is the thing. This is what this business does. What do you want? What are the goals, and whether they're little or big, what are you running for? Because it's got to trigger the heart. It's got to really inspire you to take action. And it's easy to go, gosh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But to actually take action, it's got to be something personal to you that really drives you, that will change your life. And I don't know what your passion is, guys, and whether it is in Arbonne, whether it's in helping people in changing their circumstances in health and fitness or whatever, you got to know that this business, alongside whatever it is that your passion is, it's going to be able to financially release you to find that, to discover that. Whether your goal this month is district, whether it's your building block, whether it's area, whether it's your selling 1 30-day pack, whatever it is, you got to believe you can do it, and then take action, because as a team, we're going to collectively do this. And if we all participate in it and really run for it and believe we can do those goals, you will absolutely achieve them. I mean, I know when I started, I had a 5-month-old, a 1-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and now I've got a newborn. So nothing's impossible, and everyone can do it, right? We've just got to want it enough, and then know that those achievable goals that we put in front of us, they're the ones that we're running for, right? And as we all do that, we get there. So I am so, so excited for this month, so excited to hear the celebrations at the end of the month and the completion of VP. VP sounds, it's a funny thing, running for a VP, but I tell you, when you start to see that change other people's lives, and the closer those people are to you, the more you will believe for yourself that actually you can do it as well. And it's blooming exciting. I remember picking up my Mercedes. Let me tell you, I'd never driven a car worth that much money, let alone owned one. Like, it is amazing. And it might just be a car, but when you actually reach there, you sit in that place of like, you did this, you created this and you've built this, and this is yours. This is awesome. This is such an accomplishment. So bring on the rest of the month, guys, and I'll pass it back to you, Em.
I love you, Pearl. Honestly, we would not have a business without you, because I would not be here without you. So yeah, Pearl covered a lot of points that I want to talk about, so I'm going to skip past some things. But I am going to just basically, like, we all need to be the one to step up and lead. And, if, people take you seriously when you show them you are serious about this business changing your life. Okay. So this is a business you have. And if you treat it like a business, it will pay us like a business. So if you're sitting here listening in and still not confident about asking people to look at the business first, these are 2 things that I would recommend doing to build your confidence with leading with the business, because it's really easy to lead with products. Okay, so first thing is, it's going to come down to more personal development, and this is going to help build your belief. Now, I'm going to sound like a broken record saying this, but one of my biggest suggestions is, you could probably know it, Get Over Your Damn Self by Romy Newstead. If you haven't got that, I'm telling you right now, I still went back to it with the situation that happened last week as well. Also, the second one I listened to, I probably clocked it, Go for Gold. Okay, this is on SoundCloud and it's free. It's all Arbonne MVPs. I think there's RVPs in there as well, but it's all Arbonne. It's Go for Gold on SoundCloud. I listened to these day in, day out, and it literally drove massive belief and vision into my head. Glenna said it's on YouTube as well. So the second thing to build like your belief in your business and like leading with the business is getting up earlier and doing your miracle mornings. Okay, so this is time you have to yourself to plan your day. write your positive affirmation, and how your day will go. This is a whole another training, but for now, just think about if you start your day without checking messages first, you allow yourself to start your day with a fresh mind and not let others dictate it. Do you know what I mean? Like if you read a message that you didn't want to read, you've started out with like anxiety, or started out with just like, oh my God, I just don't want to answer that question. Like, do you know what I mean? Like there's probably direct messages that you're like, you just don't need to open. Or if you start your day on Instagram and you start with the scroll, like you're going to be comparing yourself from the start, and like that's just not the best way. Like starting your day with you and how you want your day to plan out is the best advice I can give you. Okay. So if you're waiting to step up when someone comes into your business, so say for example, if you're just kind of waiting for that person to come in and then you'll step up, you'll be waiting forever. Okay. People won't come to you until you step up and show them where you are going with your business. Okay. So for example, now this is massive for me to say this because I've just been asked to speak at our conference in the Gold Coast, which is a massive vision board tick list. Like this is just a biggest dream to impact so many people's lives. So grateful. But they've asked me to send this little like snippet as an introduction when they introduced me on stage. Okay. And do you know what I have written? Okay. I'm going to read out right now. This is how much vision and belief I have. This is what I wrote. Emily was first introduced to Arbonne in 2020. She was, as she quotes, a glorified customer for a whole entire year, enjoying the discounts under her business account. Her life changed after having her first son in 2021, and that's when she took a proper look into the business. She's earned 2 AIT trips, and this year, her and her team have had massive growth and are currently in RVP qual. Guys, we aren't even in RVP qual, but I've sent it off to head office to announce it on stage, okay? We have like shit to do. But do you know what I mean? Like you will be pulled up because I am leading the way. And just shout out to Pearl Williams. You know, her business is doing over 100K, which means she is knocking on MVP's door. Like this line is massive, okay? We have got an incredible team who are so driven, okay? I'm just going to finish this here because we're still got Glenna to go. So Glenna is going to do, hold on, wait. Yeah, I'm pretty much finished. Okay, good. I'm going to pass it on to Glenna, who I'm going to call this motivation station. Is that what I'm going to call it? Yeah. Okay, you can unmute yourself.
Hello. First of all, hi guys, my name is Glenna McGugan and I'm a future area manager at Arbonne. I want to ask you tonight, how the hell do you introduce yourself? Do you introduce yourself to people as your future self or as someone you were before Arbonne? How do you talk about yourself and your business? Do you talk yourself down? And if you do, why? I talked to my girls earlier it was last night actually, and I introduced them to my favorite tool, which, excuse my language for the next bit, I like to call the fuck it bucket, which is where I put something on my rubbish bin that says it is the fuck it bucket, and any negative or self-doubt or shit talk to myself gets written down and thrown or kicked or slam dunked into the fuck it bucket, because there is no place for that shit in your life. So if you are talking yourself down, from this day forward, every time you catch yourself doing it, you're going to write it down and throw it in the goddamn fuck it bucket, bin, fire, whatever you want to call it, and get the hell rid of it, because we don't have time for that here. We're all here to become leaders and become our higher, most empowered self. And to do that, we need to visualize. What does she look like? How does she speak? How does she walk? How does she talk? And how does she achieve the things that she's going to achieve? If we use me as an example, how am I going to be and look and act when I'm area manager? How I'm showing up and speaking to you tonight. If you sit around and act like who you were before Arbonne, you're going to stay as that person you were before Arbonne. It's time to level up, and that's why we're all here. Become her and start now. Why wait for the tomorrow, the next week, the next month, or the next year? Aim for your goals and aim for them now. When a team is in momentum, like we are currently, proximity is power. So speak to, talk to, and hang out with as many people as you can that are in the same mindset as leveling up as you. There's no going backwards. Pearl is leveling up. Emily's leveling up. I'm leveling up. Are you all here to level up? Give me a thumbs if you are. Cool. So none of you are not here to level up. So I'm going to ask you first off, what is stopping you from hitting this point? What is stopping you from leveling up? What is stopping you from reaching a goal? Is it fear? Is it the uncomfortable? Is it excuses? Because any of those come to mind, write them down, and where do they go? In the goddamn bucket. Because we don't have time for that shit here. In my 6 months of Arbonne life, I can look back now and actually laugh at the shit that I used to talk myself out of, at the messages I used to send Hayley and Emily saying, nah, can't do this anymore, it's too hard, I've got one no, oh my God, my life is over, I can't do this no more. If I'd listened to every single one of those beliefs, would I be where I am today? Hell no! We are currently tracking for RVP, baby. So what does that mean? We're leveling up goddamn hard. Sorry, my notes are gone everywhere. Emily's about to speak on stage, just as she spoke to us about before. And what does that mean for the rest of us? Yes, we're proud of her. Yes, it's fabulous. But also, she is about to shine a massive light on us as a team. She is about to highlight who the F we are as people in this Arbonne business. And now is our time to show up, shine, and prove that we are Vibe Nation. And we're here to not only party like a rock star, but we are here because we appreciate the shit out of this business. We love this business. We're leveling up, and we are, well, I am, and you guys are going to say whatever you are out loud right now with me. So unmute yourself and say what you're leveling up as. 1, 2, 3. I am a
District manager.
Yes.
Feel that fire, baby. Let's get excited. Let's start sharing our goals. Let's start showing people how they can help us and expand and grow. Push outside the comfort zone. Stand up right now. We're all going to say, I can, I will, I am, and then you're going to state what you are. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I can, I will, I am area manager. And that's all from me, folks. Emily.
Sorry, I had to sit down and find the mute button. Awkward silence. Oh, that was awesome, Glenna. I love your motivation station. Who's feeling pumped? Hands up. Oh, bring on, honestly. DM is 3,500. All in, triple your activity. If you're not getting traction, you need to be talking to more people. I promise you, the more people you talk to, the people who get success in this business have just talked to more people. That is it. Okay. Love you all. Let's freaking move this shit upwards, if that makes sense. It doesn't. Oh, good. Good night, guys.